Welcome back. Let's get this bit like that. There we go. Oh, I've missed this. I've needed you. I've needed someone to talk to. Not that I've not got people to talk to, but once you start doing a few of these kind of brain dumps and just... my wife's had the camera. She's been away for a week. She was at some nice resort in Greece. So she took the GoPro with her. And I've just been like, I want to get out there, I want to vlog. We'll call it vlogging. It just, yeah, you feel it kind of build up in you that you just want to get out there and talk. You can imagine this is like, it's just therapy, isn't it? It's just like a little therapy session. Don't worry, I'm not going to be, maybe I am going to moan a little bit on this one, but I don't want you to think for a minute that I'm a moany guy or that this is going to be a moany vlog. Like, generally it's not. It's probably going to be annoyingly positive generally, as a rule, but yeah, I don't feel... I'm in a weird position. We're in a weird position as a family. So we're trying to... Obviously we've got 2 young kids and, you know, my job's not paying enough. My wife's job, she books luxury holidays for people, so she only gets paid when people go, so it's not like a regular income that comes in. But it's growing really, really well. She's growing it. She's getting some incredible clients. She's got, like, next year is going to be mega for her, absolutely mega. I don't think I could turn this channel around to be a big cash generator yet. But I'm also seeing, like, or thinking, how is my current job ever going to get me the money I need? So things like the car's got a dent in it. And it's had a dent in it for ages now. It's still a beautiful car there with a dent in it that we can't repair. And the TV, Marcus broke the TV the other day. And the TV, one of my kids broke the TV. Total accident, but now we're sat there with a TV with all cracks in it. And then the door handle come off the back door, that's broken. There's a whole bloody litany of problems in our house and in our life, and we're just going absolutely month to month to month. You know, hand to mouth. And it's shit, it's really shit. We've both been in very good financial positions in the past, and then now it's like this process of rebuilding, but it just takes time, and it's having that patience and it's having that understanding. And, you know, you go in the living room and see the TV broken and you just think, anyone else now, you just get a new TV. Obviously, I looked at insurance. We pay God knows what expensive home and contents insurance. Everything's covered. You check it out and it's like £400 excess for the TV or for anything you break. And then your premium's just going to go up massively to reflect the fact that you even dared make a claim. So you just think, what's the fucking point? All these people are just ripping you off. Of course, bloody hell, the ceiling comes through one day. I'll be very glad of that house insurance, but when it comes to small things, I'm just not going to even bother with it. So yeah, I'm walking, got a Duff TV, jobs. You know, I've talked about my job before. You couldn't ask for like a better working day. Out and about, you know, across the country, going to lovely restaurants and bars, selling gin and whiskey, and it's great. But it's very, very small batch. It's like the best whiskey and gin in the world, and that's not an exaggeration. The bloody the new single malt, it just won a gold at the World Whiskies the other day, so it's unbelievable stuff. But it's so small batch, it's never going to be in like all the supermarkets or all the duty free. We want to get it in duty free, that'd be a coup, but we're struggling. We're not struggling, I'm struggling as a salesperson for it. You know, I'm doing like 10 new accounts a month. I did that in any of my previous jobs. Fucking minted going on the bloody president's clubs and all this, but in this job, it's not. Right, some people coming along here, so I'm still not ready, I don't think, to keep talking. Yeah, it's a couple as well. I'll put the camera down. Young couple just walking along the canal at night. That's what me and Amy used to do all the time. Still go for loads of walks, but the littlest one is 2, so it's a lot of carrying. But we used to go for those evening. Whenever I see a young couple like that, I just think, fucking hell, you miss those days. Would I change them for anything? No, because I went through those days and they were great. and now it's, you know, the modern times these days, and there's nothing better in the world than having kids. I saw a really cool interview with the chap who stars in Better Call Saul, and he said, are you jealous of anyone? And he says, when I see families with very young children, he says, I've had young children, I was a fantastic father, and they're now adults, and we're very, very close, and we love each other very much, but seeing people with young kids, those moments were the best of my whole life. And of course, you just buzz off the fact that I've got I'm in that situation right now, and I don't take any of it for granted. Anyway, I'll shut up, because here is a really, really beautiful house. Now this place, look at it with the, let's just go like this and just show you these houses. Perfect little outdoor office space there, little barbecue right on the water. They've got the boat outside, that gorgeous one with the bridge. Now, I've seen that house 100 times in 100 different weather conditions, and it always looks amazing. Look at this. A little outside space, beautiful. We're just coming up to a town called Bollington here, near Macclesfield. Thought we'll just do a bit of a towpath walk, and then we'll come back down Middlewood Way. There's a guy with a, what are those dogs called? Super clever dogs. What are they called? Yeah, it'll come to me. Anyway, he's got on a boat with a guy. So what was I banging on about? Yeah, I felt like I've really, really needed a bit of talking to you, because it is total therapy. I feel lighter, even in the last, how long have I been walking for? 10 minutes. I feel lighter. So yeah, so I'm in a position right now where we're doing every single thing right. We are literally doing it all right. Yeah, there's this dog on a boat. Let's make sure he obeys himself. Oh, good boys. So yeah, we're in a position where everything's going in the right direction, but you want it yesterday, don't you? You want it, I want it now. I certainly do. And I'm not the first person to say how social media just makes you feel so shit. You just look at these people with all the money and you just think, I understand, like, the area that I'm going for, this YouTube money can be, you're like 0.1%, but I think I've built a channel, you know, Chef Rick at 19,000 subscribers generates income, but you get a nice long form vlog channel like this to generate a bit of income, and you know, you can earn really good money. And this is not a thing to make money. Like, how can I make some money? Let's start vlogging on YouTube. Like I've said in other videos, I've wanted to do this for a long, long time. And hopefully I've got something to say so it works, but yeah, this is not the only plan, by the way. We've got loads of other little irons in the fire and all the rest of it, but whatever. It's hear me complaining all the time. So this, my grandmother lived on a narrowboat and she was moored here at Bollington. I'll show you exactly where her mooring was. I talked about her boat in a different video. So she was moored just over here. She had a boat called Zebedee. It's quite funny really, because that's where we get our gas from for the barbecue. This place closer to home, but daft, I just like coming here. But I said to him once, oh, my grandmother had a boat, it was Zebedee. They went, Lytton? I said, yeah. Oh, she was a nightmare. She would give us grief non-stop if we didn't get things delivered on time. She was apparently a total nightmare, but of course I loved her very much. But she was moored right there. That's not her boat, of course. She had a boat called Zebedee, and it was beautiful, really, really well painted. It was lovely, it was. But yeah, that's Bollington Marina. Poor old Rio's arthritis. He slipped when he was jumping out of the car before, and he sort of bashed his back leg, and oh, I felt for him. Poor little man. He's got white paint on his fur as well, because whilst they moves away, great guy that I am, painted all the skirting boards in the house, make it nice for her. I'll tell you who I was who've gone on about in other videos. I talked about Charlie Veach and his bodyguard. His bloody bodyguard. He's gone viral now. He's on podcasts and all the rest of it, and now they really are. The other day they go into a place and some protesters are. I mean, they're just basically the type of people who go to protesters, both sides. You know the type I mean. But they were kind of walking backwards slowly, and Charlie Veach and his bodyguard are like, "You're assaulting us. If you walk any closer, you're assaulting us." As these kind of fat slobs basically are just sort of backing up into them, like, we'll walk backwards. We'll walk backwards. Bloody his bodyguard grabs the guy by his hair, by his ponytail, full on grabs it, woof, yanks him down, throws him on the ground. Well done, Fred. Well done, Fred. You got him, Fred. Next one I see, he's carrying around bloody pepper spray with him, or like a, marking spray. You spray it on someone and it stains. They're going out there now looking for trouble because his video's gone viral, because he's getting on podcasts, because the police aren't doing anything about it. They're literally going out there looking to get into trouble and beat people up. That's a nice house. With your boat outside as well, that's the way to do it. Just have a narrow boat at the end of the garden. Go in there for a little cigar at night so the kids don't smell it. And then have a weekend, just go, yeah, should we go down to wherever, jump in a boat, just put down the canal. Beautiful. Oh, of course he's in. Of course he's in. Right, and how's he getting out? Fucking hell, yeah. Oh, he's fine. Good boy, look how happy he is. Good boy, look at that. Must feel so nice. Go on then. Go on then. Good boy. Oh, it's go on. He sounded like he squealed a bit then, like he had to lock up a bit. Come here. You okay? Come on. Good boy. So yes, I'm not going to make the care. Do you know what? I vouched to not mention Charlie Veach for his bodyguard ever again, just because I don't want it to become one of the things that I talk about as if I've got some sort of issue with him. I have no issue with him whatsoever. They can, all these people can do what they want. I like to be a bit stoic about the whole thing. I think with these protesters as well, it's non-stop. Like, it's another YouTuber. He's very good. He's very good. Wes Winter. He's like a Chinese guy. And he goes and does all the protests. He acts like he's neutral. He's not. He's not neutral at all, but he's pretty good. And you see all these people, like the protests, it's non-stop about migrant hotels, or what's going on in Israel and Palestine and all the rest of it. And you just think, I'm all for a bit of protest. Good on them if they want to go and protest, but what's the point in gathering in a group of 30 outside, Piccadilly Gardens, Manchester? Who's going to see it? What's the aim? You need to go to the embassies, march on the embassies, march on Downing Street if you want to get anything done. That's how I see it anyway. But then when you go there and you just end up screaming at each other, as in the two sides do, obviously, you think, what you're getting at, you're basically just going out there because you want a bit of a fight, you want trouble. They all just want a little bit of confrontation, a little bit of trouble. If they were told, yeah, it's guaranteed you'll be right over there and they'll be right over there, and you can both wave your flags and both wave your banners, but you'll never cross each other's paths, don't think half of them would turn up. They seem to really enjoy the pushing and the shoving. But I suppose it's the same as football fans, isn't it? That's a big part of it, the screaming and the shouting at other people. We've just got it in us as human beings to want to, have an argument, have a shout. But yeah, you'll never ever find me if we ever do a vlog walk around Manchester, there'll be more to show you some of the interesting things, you know, the bits in town that I know and love. It will not be going to wind anybody up. No chance. I just heard a splash. Here he comes. Come on. Rio. You see, even that little shriek, I feel like he thinks he's going to get like bashed into, but he's still got it, hasn't he? He's still got the energy. It's obviously hurting him, his leg. So the spot on his back is all sorted. He's at the vet's on Friday, and I think he's going to start his acupuncture. So I really do hope that it sorts him out. Because I was going to say we'll be lost without him. I think that's a bit of an understatement. He's a huge part of the family. And would we get another dog straight away? That's the question, isn't it? There's a little estate I always like. Look at that, like 5 houses, 5 like big houses, and their own little private driveway. I always think I get my best mate there, 2 of my best mates there. We have that one, you know. Maybe the in-laws there, so they're just not quite that close. But I love it, always have loved it. There we go. Hopefully we get a bit of sunlight on us now towards the tail end of this walk. We're coming up towards Bollington, where we'll turn back round on ourselves and go down the middle of the way. But I'm going to show you White Nancy in a moment.
Hi, lovely evening.
It's beautiful. That's the plan with the camera now. I'm just going to turn it around, so I'm not pointing it at them. I have to keep stopping and starting all the time. We'll see it in a second. You see it just on the top of that hill there, White Nancy? That white thing. We'll do a walk up to that in the next couple of weeks. Oh, I could smell that canal boat then. The door was open. It smelled like Nanar's boat. If you ever find yourself in this part of the world, inside that mill, it's a cafe, and it is amazing. Just in there. Absolutely fantastic. Homemade cakes, full English, etc. Yeah, the works. Hi there. What was talking about? Oh yeah, getting another dog. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that for a while. I think when Rio does leave us, I think we'd have a period of time of no dog, just for a little bit. I mean, I suppose it's easy to say that. I've got friends with kids and they've gone and got one the next weekend because it was too much for the kids. And then obviously a puppy, you know, what better distraction is there than a puppy? Come on, you. And so, but yeah, I think we'd probably have a bit of time off. Hoover the carpet, Jesus Christ, be hoovering the carpets forever and just seeing his hair. Oh. It's like when we did the gender reveal. Did a gender reveal for our first little boy at his grandparents' house. A big balloon full of little tiny blue bits, obviously. And my mother-in-law, she was finding them weeks and weeks and weeks later and like not cleaning them up because it reminded her of the memory. So I imagine that's what it's like when you lose a dog. You just, the hairs are all over the place. But I reckon we'd get the house back to really, really good standard. Maybe go on holiday without worrying. Obviously it goes to my dad. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows is the answer, what we would do. Imagine when I've got like loads of followers, I'd say, what did you do? Write in the comments what you did. That's going to be class. Okay, so I'm going to put this down just for a sec, because people coming in, I'm obviously filming myself, so I'm going to turn it around. Young people going for a run of an evening, magic. Right, here we go. We'll come back on ourselves in a minute. We'll turn left and go back through down Middlewood Way. Again, I've not really said much on this. Oh, here we go, llamas. Hello. What are they? Yeah, I've not really said anything by the fact that I'm just feeling this like there's a blockage in me, but it's a blockage that we know we're working on it, we're chipping away at it every day, and I know that when it does come, you know, when we are, and I'm not talking about being bloody rich or a famous YouTuber, it's none of that, it's just when that kind of, the stress of it all goes, and I know everybody's going through it, everybody is. It's 2025, of course, we're in a cost of living crisis and all the rest of it, so I know we're not alone in our situation, but I cannot wait, I really cannot wait, and it's going to be so sweet. It's all about the journey. I know it's all about the journey. I've read enough to know it's about the journey. Say read enough, then I'll talk about the internet. Do you know the anyway, forget his name, but it's some famous guy, rich, and he said, I've got every car there is. He says, the new Lamborghini, yeah, I've got it. So I've got 3 other Lamborghini. He says, I've got a private chef, Michelin star chef. So only at the very best restaurant. He says, nothing excites me. The foods don't bother me at all anymore. The cars don't excite me anymore. The girls don't excite me. The jets, nothing. He said, but the first time when you have that Michelin star meal, or the first time you actually stop, Rio, hey, wait there, hey, sit down, Rio, sit, good boy, come on then, this side, hey. So he says, yeah, the first time you have that meal or drive that car, or you actually finally get it, he said, that feeling, it's just the greatest thing ever. And I think you don't want to be, I said this in another video, you do not want to be Brooklyn Beckham, you just don't. Every single thing you've ever wanted from the beginning, you don't know this feeling that I'm feeling right now, this struggle. But then it's obviously that struggle that gets you, makes the, when you finally achieve it, you know, you feel incredible. I suppose it's a bit like when, I say this in a different video. I forget it, I forget what I was even talking about. I think we can go this way. Kind of overshot where I normally turn around. I think I was just having a nice chat, getting a bit excited. No, this is Go on. Playing around with a different setting as well on the camera today, so we've still not found our final setting. Let's see how this one works for us. Oh yes, that was right. That was right. Go on, Rio. So you got right under there without you crying or anything. Good boy. Go around these people. Yeah, I was reading about, I use a GoPro for this. This is a GoPro 11. I love it. We got a GoPro before honeymoon, because it was waterproof, and I love it. I really do. And then you see that they're not the best at all for this type of thing. For doing long form vlogs, because the battery's no good on them. Come on, you. And they overheat, and I found that mine has overheated before. The battery's been battery goes quick, but get a couple of spares and we'll be all right. So here we go, Bollington. This is Middlewood Way. This was a former railway line many years ago. And there's the cricket club. The mill we walked past, obviously, and we've just looped around like that. When he was a puppy, get a heavy ball and you could ping it down it, absolutely send it miles. Now we do try and minimise the amount he's running on this sort of surface, you know, he can do a bit of a run on grass, but then he does that thing where he gets to the ball and then he locks his legs up, and again the vet said that's no good for him, so longer walks ultimately is going to be way better for him. So again, it ties in nicely with doing these videos. Let's have a look over this side. Whoa. When Amy and I were we rented, of course, and we were looking to buy a house, and how does one buy a house, what do you do? So we saw that estate, we loved it, we said yeah, we'll just get one on there. Like £500,000, and you know, what deposit you? Well, hang on, how does this work? It was a quick lesson. Good lesson in what not to do. So, I would love an electric bike. I really would. We have got a couple of bikes, but yeah, me and Amy could get electric bikes, carrier for Gabriel on the front. Marcus got his little bike. That's the one, going out for family bike rides. I really haven't got much to say today. I've got loads, but I feel like it's so stupid, because you think, oh, I said this in the very first video, you think, oh, who's going to watch this video? How can I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about work. What if my boss sees this video? And I mean, I had a thing on the weekend. I was off last day, like I said, off last week. My boss rang me on a Friday on my day off. So ringing back, no answer. That was it then. Friday night, gone. Saturday night, Sunday, was all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I've got this knot, a crippling knot of anxiety in my stomach. Why? I sell gin. You know what I mean? There's no, you can't really get it wrong. It turns out someone had been sent something and we're just waiting on him, but it was nothing. But the paranoia I felt, and it was that, I've always had that in all my jobs. I always have this utter, like, I just want to do well, I just want to be liked, I just want to do the job really, really well. And does the boss like me? Does the boss like me? Does the boss like me? Bosses don't give a fuck really, do they? A good boss does, but most of the bosses I've had have just been, it's been a job to them. Like you say to people sometimes, listen, if your fucking 6 numbers come up on Saturday, would you be here Monday morning? Do you really care that much? And, you know, say we were good managers, we were far too good managers, I would say, at a restaurant. You know, people got away with too much and they got paid too much, and I'm not saying they didn't get, you know, you shouldn't earn what we were paying them, but at the time where we were financially, we ended up sort of crippling ourselves by making sure we paid the highest wages and all got big tips at Christmas, and, you know, from us, like big bonuses at Christmas. And we just treated them really, really, really well. I've mentioned before, the fucking chef took the piss and some manager took the piss, but I'm rambling on about that, yeah, because I'm just constantly paranoid about my boss, constantly, and he's a top guy. So if he does watch this, you know you are fucking top guy, and I like you a lot, but I don't like shitting myself when you ring the phone. And I've always had that with every boss ever. It's a guilty conscience, I don't know, but I'm working my ass off and it still don't go. And then the feeling of like doing a Chef Rick video, so I've been doing those videos, making sure they go out regularly, like that's the big key. I've probably said this in a previous one, but the number one thing they say, that line one, page one, day one, advice on YouTube is put your videos out consistently, be consistent. And I am not consistent. I never was consistent. I do loads and not do some for a month and then put out 3 a week and then 1 a month and then 1 a week, and, you know, YouTube tells you, it says we're not going to be suggesting your videos to people because they're not out there, you know, regularly. It's part of it. So doing that, getting the videos out regularly, editing them, clicking, making sure it's uploaded, seeing the comments coming in, interacting with the people who comment on them, the happiness, it's unbelievable, it's unparalleled. I've never felt anything like it. Just constantly happy. And if I can make money out of it, you know, find a job you love, you'll never work again. And I think if this could turn into a revenue stream, then Jesus Christ, I couldn't be happier. But I suppose that hopefully that illustrates the point that this is not like a let's go and try and make money. This has given me great pleasure being out here. You know, you've helped me a lot just letting me chat to you. And I do think these early ones will be just me working out the camera settings, working out how I film it, how I hold it, you know, how much is me talking like this, how much is filming real in the walk, so you get a bit of scenery in. I'm going to get a better microphone, of course, but we're just working it out, and then the trick is doing it, just putting one foot in front of the other, quite literally. Oh, I've probably told you as well, I had this, like, I've had a build-up of tears. I said that in a previous video. You got to think, this guy, fucking hell, moaning. But it's not going to be like this regularly. These are the therapy sessions, early days. And I've had these tears building up in me. They're not ancient stones or anything. They've been there about 10 years. 2009, 2019, yeah, there you go, 14 years. 16 years, fucking hell. Yeah, I've had these tears like behind my eyes, like in my head, knowing they've got to come out. And I'm reading a book of my little boy. He's 6, and his current obsession is the Titanic, which is a bit of an obsession of mine. He's seen a picture of it in a downstairs bathroom and he's got obsessed with the thing. So over the summer holidays we join the library, we go to the library, any books on Titanic? So stop, go. any books on Titanic, and there it is, Osborne's children's Titanic picture book. And I'm just reading it, and I'm just having him not look at me. I'm like, I'm full of, it's pouring out of my eyes, and I'm not going. I can just feel these tears just pouring. I'm all right, really. I was only messing. I can feel these tears just like pouring out my eyes as I'm reading it. And do you know what really got me? It was the Carpathia. I used to always call it the Carpathia. That was the ship that came and rescued him. And to me, it's always been, I know they put out the alert, you know, we're sinking, Titanic is sinking, and the Carpathia got there first, but the Carpathia wasn't the closest by a long shot. It was a couple of them got the wrong radio message from Titanic, the closer ones, and the Carpathia, I think it was 4 hours? It was something like it was 4 hours away. So the captain, he turned off all the lights, turned off all the electrics, turned off everything that was going to be taking up power. He had all the crew eat, have a load of coffee. Says, we're going for it here. We've got to get to the Titanic. It sank. And they went through an iceberg field as well, like fields of icebergs, just, and got there and saved people, obviously rescued people. 734, I think it was. And the captain, he received all these massive commendations, and I mean, that's one of a million Titanic stories, but that was the one that really got me, the Carpathia. I was like, wow. You know, and in the film Titanic, which of course is one of my favourite films ever, you do see it come in and rescue Rose and some of the other survivors. Sorry, spoiler alert if you've not seen it. Fucking boat sinks. That's just the worst dad joke ever. That literally is one of my dad's jokes. You ever mention the Titanic, he goes, I've not seen it, don't spoil it. Awful. So yeah, that really got me. Something else he did, or showed me, really got me. I do find, I think this is probably the subject of a whole video, to be honest with you, like the feeling of love for my kids. I can find it quite overwhelming. And I think it didn't help my drinking. Yeah, stay there. This way or that way?
Yeah, cheers.
No problem at all.
Good to hear. Cheers, man.
My pleasure. That's a cool bike. Yeah, so my kids, everyone loves their kids, but yeah, I do find it quite, sometimes I can't almost control how much I love them. I feel it. Out of the way.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Right, so I've changed the subject ever so slightly. That was the local, in fact you can probably hear me, I'll tell you in a second. Well, that's just full photo, full frame my face. That was the local MP, David Rutley, and no one really likes him at all. He literally, he will turn up to the opening of an envelope, and the photo ops, that's what people around Mac take the piss out of him for, like the amount of photo ops that he does and goes for. And before we opened the restaurant, we were in the press quite a bit, and we obviously, you know, because we were doing a crowdfunder, I say in the press quite a bit, you know what I mean, the local rag. But he's just still here, one sec. Yeah, so he came to the restaurant like prior to opening. We hadn't got the money yet for the crowdfunder. It was sort of in the papers to raise awareness that we're doing a crowdfunder. I'll hold this here, there you go. We were doing a crowdfunder, and yeah, do you want to donate to this young family? And he would not. He wouldn't look at my wife. He wouldn't look at her. And she's the brains of the operation. She's the boss. And he would just talk to me. And she'd say something or ask something, and he'd look at me and answer. And I'm thinking, you fucking dickhead, what's wrong with you? But at the time, we're trying to, you know, are we going to get our money for the restaurant? Are we going to crowdfund, or is it going to work? It was a very, 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 it was a crazy month of my life. And then he was saying, he's a millionaire as well, he's a financier, or he's a banker, former banker, so he's fucking loaded. He said, well, I think it's a great idea, and I'm not putting into the Kickstarter, but I'm going to raise awareness for it, and I hope you do well. I said, so what, you say it's a great idea, but you don't want to put into it? I didn't say that, I didn't say that. I said, you did. So basically, you can go and fuck himself. I'll still let people past on a bike, be it David Rutley or otherwise, but he isn't well like that guy at all. Have I gone too far here? No. All these walks kind of lead back on each other, but really I probably should have just gone up that way, back down the canal, but this is all right. This is near where I did the walk the other day, and I had to come back in the morning to film the last bit for you. Oh, I've not done a thumbnail. My kids, that's what I was talking about. The overwhelming love I have for my kids that I find. So I was obviously, I'm not drinking alcohol all of 2025, not had a drop, because I was as close to the win as you could get, and I've said this to you before, but one of the things that I did, I'd look at my kids, I'd be playing with it was my first and my oldest, I'd be playing with him and I'd be like, this is so unbelievably good. Well, what if I had some beer now as well, it would be even better. So you drink to like amplify the joy of being around your kids. Now, I was going to move the camera just. Nothing? Fine, does my head in that. I mean, look where we are, there's nobody around. Why would that guy have not just said like, hi? But anyway, so I'd drink to like increase the joy, if you know what I mean, which is mental. And then if I found it like too overwhelming, you drink to like soften the overwhelm of the love that I have for them. So I need to talk about that properly, have a proper walk and talk about that type of thing, because I've not even scratched the surface of those feelings that I have. Just the love I've got for them, and ultimately, I suppose, I never even thought about it this way, but that was a big thing for not drinking, for never drinking again. I say never drinking again, never ever being pissed again. Certainly never being pissed in front of the kids. Can I get me on a stag move next year? I'll have a drink, but yeah, never ever want to be pissed around the kids ever again, because you're not amplifying anything, or you are, but it's fake. And then if the love becomes too overwhelming, to then drink to numb the overwhelm, it doesn't make any sense. Don't make any sense. Maybe if anyone's watching this who's a father and a drinker might understand it. Anyone else listening might be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, alcohol and my love for my kids. Found it all. Yeah, I used it. I've said it. What's the point of fucking saying it all again? I just told you all that. But yeah, that's the full breakdown of alcohol is probably for another video. I will say though, this whilst the weather's been nice, I've been having no alcohol beers. And this is not an advert, although I wish it was. Lucky Saint do a zero alcohol beer. Loads of them do zero alcohol. I don't like bottles. I can't be honest with a bottle of beer at the best of times. They're never cold enough. And I just don't like it. A bottle of Peroni, man. Fucking basic is that. So I never bother. But a cold alcohol-free beer, freezing cold in a can. It's a few belters out there, but yeah, Lucky Saint is my absolute favourite, and I've been having quite a few of them recently, and it has been at times of stress. And I think it's that, you know what, we've linked this round very nicely. We're just about to finish the walk here, and it ties in nicely to my nana, who was a drinker, a heavy drinker. And I think in a low moment she had, they were trying to get her off it, so they got a glass, dipped it in gin, just dipped the rim in gin, filled it with tonic, give it her, glug, 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 stop shaking, all is right with the world. Well, you just had a tonic there. And I think, I suppose I know it's pretty fucking obvious by what I'm saying, that a lot of it is just in your head, isn't it? So, you know, you're stressed out, you grab a beer from the fridge, you go down, everything's fine. Well, really, I've not had any alcohol there. But you feel good. You feel good afterwards, like, as in, you know, you're not tired at night, I'm not groggy in the mornings, nothing. So, yeah, being off the beers for this year has been the biggest thing I've ever done. Biggest thing I've ever done. And in fact, next year, I'm already thinking about next year's challenge, getting really fit, working on diet, getting really fit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking next year, get really, really fit. Got a membership to a gym, supposedly go boxing, but again, it's boxing tonight. What time is it? Finishing in 5 minutes. Then I feel guilty over that I've not gone, but that's another story. Yeah, I'm gonna get dead fit next year. Be nice if I had a few subscribers, because then it's really like, when I'm coming out tonight and grabbing the GoPro, part of it was for you, for like, you know, you got to do another vlog, but then the biggest part was obviously for me, you know what I mean? So, here we are, we're back. There's not much water there, really. A little sway. Rubbish. Right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate any viewers, 1, 2 or 1,000, don't matter. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.